boxing was on the forefront that tough when before you went in, you were known for your music. Were you known for your boxing before you went in?
Before I went in, I was doing a little bit of boxing, but that was mostly inspired by my man Karate Joe. You know what I'm saying? Karate
Legend.
Joe.
Karate Joe.
Yeah. So, but when you're in jail, you think about it like, when you're in jail, you get in a fight. What happens? You get in trouble. You go to the box.
That's a fact. SHU.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you're in the ring, you can let out your frustrations and not get penalized, not get in trouble for it. So that was like a release for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially me, when I was in jail, I was in there for something I did not do. So I had crazy anger. I was pissed. I was totally innocent of the crime. That's why I came home on the pill.
Right.
So boxing helped me release because I wanted to do things, and
Yeah, you got that energy
release.
off it.
Yeah.
You got to focus it.
Did you ever get to Green Haven where they had the boxing program at that time that you was locked up?
Now I was in mid-state.
You was in
I was a
mid-state?
champion.
Okay. Say no more. Yeah,
Yeah.
I already know what you're talking about.
You was a champion in mid-state?
Yep.
Damn.
Well, that was a real thing.
Yeah.
How many fights?
I forgot. I got to look at the book.
I heard about that shit in Spofford. I was in Spofford when you was up north.
Yeah.
And they were talking about your Cormega #1 up top.
Yeah.
Like, well, fuck all you niggas up now.
And then you come home to nothing but love and praise and rappers shouting you out and all this buzz. What's the next? You decide to go the rap route. What's the next move? How did that go from there?
It wasn't. Thing people gotta realize is it wasn't automatic. Like you're home now, you're the man. Here's the deal. Nah. That's a misconception. I had to work. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not just gonna get on just because your man is a rapper or because you're from people will give you a listen, but I had to put in work. I was on mad mixtapes when I came home. That song On the Real started buzzing, and it actually was on the radio, so that helped. And then you remember Bad Boy used to do those seasonal mixtapes. That was a big deal. There was one with Stretch Armstrong and Puff,
Papito.
and I was on there, so that was a big deal. And I got off on there, so I was on certain things, the doo-wops and all these mixtapes, gaining a name for myself. So that made the buzz go up. And then when Affirmative Action came out, that's when it was lit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
super lit.
That's when it was lit.
Right.
So,
How'd that group even get started? How'd that get proposed?
well, there's different stories. I only know from when I came home, because from when I understand, they was planning that before I even came home.
Right.
But when I came home, Nas introduced me to A, and then I met Inga Fox, and then we was in the studio one day, and it's like, you know how it is. Y'all come from the rap background. You meet somebody, and y'all all creators. Let me hear something. You know what I'm saying? So one day, we just had a cipher. Everybody spit something. We just fell in love with each other. Like, oh, this is it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the chemistry was crazy. And the thing that was dope about the firm when we started it, like, everybody's fucking fly. Like on any given day, like Nas know how to dress, A get busy, Fox know how to dress. I ain't gonna speak for myself, but everybody had a style, had their own style.
Right.
So that's what made it dope too. So, we might be in the studio calling each other outfit, like, oh, okay, son, where you get those from? Or like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it's the rhymes, so that's what made it so fly. It was the image and the rhymes, you know what I'm saying? The aura that we had. So that's how that shit got started.
Well, how did it turn sour?
I mean, that's the old news. I guess
We got a lot of young listeners.
for the young people that don't know the story,
Right.
just go on the other 300 interviews I do. It's basically just business, politics, man, politics. It went sour, and
It had to be more than politics if your man who's shouting you out on his album. I already know, Fox had love for you. A, because when Nature came through here, he said that the chips was already stacked against him, like having to take that slot because everybody else already had a relationship with you. You know what I mean? So it was like they were almost not letting him in because Mega was supposed to be there, right?
But he was in. He was on phone tap.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, come on, Mega, you know what I'm talking about, man.
I think he was in. He was on the album. So my whole thing is this. It wasn't just about them, it was the fans too. The fans were divided.
Facts.
I mean, use the word for the source. When they did the review, the very first 2 sentences was saying, I wish Mega was here. It's like, so,
Wow.
so, you know what I'm saying, that's that. But at the end of the day, you gotta know your value, you gotta know who you are. Like, I'm not easy, this ain't even my ego talker. I'm not easy to replace as an artist. It's not about skill. It's about, when you look at rappers, right? I'm one of the rappers that was never afraid to show his vulnerable side. I'm one of the rappers that has a lot of passion and emotion in my music. And then I'm a laid back person, but when I'm on stage, I'm not. Or when I'm on the microphone, I have a different kind of energy.
Right.
Whereas everybody in the firm is smooth. So those are the 3 things that you gotta feel just to feel me.
Right.
So it is what it is, you know.
So what happened?
Nothing happened. I wasn't there, and life goes on. I became Cormega.
I remember the interview quote from Out of the Source was, since we brought it up, I remember one quote from Mega was, you know, Steve Stout showed and proved. He showed me he was the man. He said that this is what was going to happen, and he did it. He said, this is a Mega quote. So I remember Steve Stout's definitely the man. And as far as Nas, like, he let that shit happen. And it was those 2 quotes, I think, around that song Testament, where you actually threw a shot at him.
Right.
And I never forgot that, because
Yeah,
every place I went in Queens felt funny. Every barbershop was talking about the fact that y'all were beefing and you actually said something on wax.
Yeah.
And we never got past, the streets praised me, made me, the weak praised me. Indeed, it was written you would one day betray me. That line gave niggas goosebumps.
Yeah, that Testament record, I think Clue tried to hate a little bit and put it low on the tape, but that was crazy. That was a joint that I kept playing back.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So what happened?
Well, 2 things. Somebody like Clue, no matter where you put your song, if you're on a Clue tape, you
win it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
a win.
If you the last song is you know, you made it still. And like I said, like that stuff is like, those are moments in my life that I'm not proud of. It's like fighting your brother. There's no way to win fighting your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like the old me would have talked about it, or the old me felt a certain way. I don't feel that way. So even speaking on it, it's
it's
not
taking you
important
back
to
to
me.
yeah.
Like if there's a young person that doesn't know about me from the music, one thing they will know about me is I'm a man of integrity, and they will know that at the end of the day, Nas did a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that shit. Same with Mobb Deep. So in life, you go through shit with your people. It's not what you go through; it's how you rebound from it. Like you guys, like I hope one day I could sit in a room with you and the guys that used to be on the show, and y'all are all, and it's all love. Like you'll see how I feel one day, because at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself, like, if something happened to one of those guys, would you mourn? Would you be sad? So if you think about stuff like that, it changes the dynamics of how you feel in the moment. So even when me and Nas had differences, when he was sick, I tweeted, "Get well, bro."
Right.
And we wasn't even on the same page. but it's like the love is stronger than the hate.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.